Hi, it's Maureen. Welcome back to my channel. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the US and I live in the state of New Jersey. And this is another Stampin' Around the World video hop. Can you believe it's June already? How did we get here? With this video hop, you will get to see the creations of demonstrators from around the world. And this month, our theme is baby. I'm going to show you what I'm using, but before I do that, I want to remind you to make sure you check out the description below for links to videos from other demos from around the world so that you can see their creations on our baby theme. So again, this is the Stampin' Around the World video hop for June 2025. For my card, I am going to be using the Around It All dies. I'm going to make sure you can see it there. The Around It All dies. Here is the item number. So I'm going to be using the bundle. So the stamp set and the dies. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. The papers I'll be using, you can see I have basic white cardstock over here. I have some thick basic white and then our regular basic white. And then I'm going to be using some of the 6x6 designer series paper, the in colors. So I am using some from the 2024-2026 in colors as well as the 2025 to 2027 in colors. And here are the item numbers for those. The one other thing about this, the Around It All bundle is from it's an online exclusive. So if you are interested in this, you will find this online only, and here is the item number. But if you're ever looking for a stamp set, all you have to do is put the title in, like the name of it in, and it'll pop up and you can find what's available for it, whether it's just a stamp set or a bundle or a suite or whatever. I have this one sitting here because that's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to put it there and hopefully I don't lose it. All right, so I'm not going to show you the sample of my card because I want to change some things. So I'm going to just jump into it. For my card, I got the idea for this card from a couple of people. So the first person that I got the idea from was Susan Campfield, or Sue Campfield, and the card is called a window Z-fold. So that's what I'm going to be making, a window Z-fold. So the card base right here is 5.5 by 8.5 and have scored at 4 1/4. So your regular card base, this is what I'm going to be using. I'm also going to do, this piece will be for the Z fold. We'll come back to that. Before I do that, I do want to do some stamping. So I cut out some strips or some panels, whatever you want to call them, from those two designer series paper packs. Woo, say that fast. So I'm going to be stamping on these. So the other person I got this idea from is Gail Murray. And Gail Murray is my demonstrator upline. So she created a card that follows this layout or this design, and I really liked it, and so I am going to try it. So from the all around bundle, is that what it's called? To make sure, Around It All bundle, I am going to be using this bottle. So that's from here. I'm going to use the bottle. I'll also be using this congrats stamp. So these two from here. I'm going to stamp this in Smoky Slate, and I'm just going to randomly stamp some bottles going different ways. I'm going to stamp probably 4 on each strip, going different ways like this. Okay. Some all the way on, some partially on. And one thing I like about using Smoky Slate is it gives your card a softer look. So since this is a baby card, I do want it to have a soft look. I could have used Memento, the black Memento, and it would have looked cute, but it would have been more harsh. So this just makes it look nice and soft because it is a baby card, new life. So we want to be soft and gentle with that for sure. So it looks like that. So here are my strips. The other thing I'm going to stamp right now I'm actually going to stamp a few things. I am going to stamp on this piece. This piece right here is going to be for the insert. It is 4 by 5 1/8, and I am going to stamp "So Excited for You" on the inside. I couldn't find a good inside sentiment, so I did use something that is not available anymore because I couldn't find anything else to put on the inside. I could have left it alone. I could have left it blank, which would not have been a bad idea, but I wanted to put something in there. So I did pull up something that I had already, which is Friends for Life, and you may have this already. It was a very popular stamp set, very fun. So I used the "So Excited for You" from here, and I stamped that there. So this is going to be for the inside, "So Excited for You." I'm going to put that to the side, and we're going to add our strips to the card. We have a lot of steps here, but I think I stamped everything. Nope, I have one more thing I want to stamp. I am also going to be stamping the congrats, and I'm going to stamp that also in the smoky slate. Just going to ink that up really well, check the back, make sure it's nice and inked, and I'm going to stamp that there. All right, nice. Okay. Now we're going to start putting some pieces together. So we're going to grab that card base that I already folded and scored and put that here. I'm going to be using some liquid glue. I'm going to use liquid glue for this one. Yep, just going to, sure. Make sure I'm still in the frame. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this one. It's Cloud Cover. And I am going to just put some on here. I'm always having a hard time picking it up. And I am going to adhere this close to the left side, leaving a border, equal border, top, bottom, and left, just like that. Try to hold it in place because it will slide on you. And then I'm going to get my Darling Duckling piece here. And I'm going to, again, put some liquid glue on here. And adhere this, oops, make sure it's not upside down. I'm going to adhere it to the right side. Again, leaving that same amount of a border. Like that. I can hear my sons upstairs talking. I don't know if you can hear them too. If you can, it's real life. Life continues on even though I am in my craft room stamping. Then I have these two pieces, and what I'm going to do is lay them on here just to make sure that I am going to evenly space them out. Just like that. So I'm going to take off this one. Whoops, there we go. And add that. So these, I don't know if I mentioned the size for these strips. They are 7/8 of an inch by 5 1/4. And I'm going to put this here. One of my sons had a basketball game today, so they are talking about that. And he also had jury duty, so he had a couple of things. So they're talking about that. So if you hear them, that's their excited young adult talk. All right, I have one more I'm going to put on here. Which, even though they're loud, I love it when my boys are just up having a good time because they enjoy each other and they have fun and talk a lot together, and that's always, as a mom, that's what you want. You want your children to get along really well, and they get along so well. Okay, and I'm going to add this one on here, and now you can see that they are all equal distance, just like that. So that is the first part. I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and then we're going to get the next part of the card set up. So this piece is 5 1/4 by 8 1/2, just like my other one. So they're pretty much the same. I did score it at 4 and then 4 inches, and then I scored it again at 6 1/4. So I'm going to start off by folding it in half. I'm trying to remember which way I want this to go. Actually, yeah, this way. So I'm going to fold it over, and I'm folding it so that the long part is on top. So you can see how the shorter part is on the bottom. So I'm folding it over. I'm going to crease my edge here. And then after I do that, I'm going to fold it back, line up my corners, and then crease it again. And this part of the card is going to go in here so that when you open the card, it opens like that. We're not going to do that yet, but we will put our insert in. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. And that's going to go here. And it's actually going to line up pretty well right on there. Oop. No. Okay. One reason to use that liquid glue, right? Because then you can have some wiggle room. All right, so it does need to line up. All right, there we go. It's not perfectly lined up, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. You can do yours better if you want. And it's going to go in here like this. And then you'll open it there, which will be, I mean, when it's in here, you can't even tell. If I raise this enough, then it looks like there's an equal border. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side. The next thing we're going to do, we have 2 things to do. We are going to use this die to cut this out, and we're also going to cut a circle over here. Now, I tried to mark it, so let's see how this works out. What I did is I tried to mark where the top should be, where the bottom should be. So let's see if I have it turned the right way. I think it's like that. So, oh, you know what? No, it can't be. Aha, I found it. Okay. So it's more like this. So this is how I need to put it in there. We'll see. I am like playing with fire here. So we are going to cut out 2 circles. Let's get started with that. I have my cut and emboss machine here. And my plates are ready to go. So I am going to start off by cutting out the circle first. Cutting out this. And then that way I'll know how to layer it. I have a little bit of this tape I want to use. So again, I am trying to line it up. Put that on there. And put this through. As everything shakes. Sorry about that. Oh boy. All right, test of time. So the way I did it last time is I held it like this to see where I was going to want that to be. Like this. And then put the tape down. Then I can lift it up and get this piece out. Put that back down. All right, so now we have our circle for the window. And it's not exactly around, but that is fine. Okay, I'm going to put my plates back over here. And bring this piece over, open it up. Like so. Put my top plate back on. Scoot that through. And when I'm using a die to cut through a card, I only want to go to where the die is, and then I go back. I don't go all the way through the card. But I am going to do this a couple of times because the paper is kind of thick. Okay. All right, let's move this out of the way and see how we did. Hopefully it is the way I want it to be. All right, so we're going to take this off gently. There we go. And off here. So this is our extra piece. We're not going to throw it away because we are going to do something with that very soon. You shall see. So now we have the card that looks like this. And sometimes I just like to do this again. And I'm going to put our insert in the card now. So we're going to put some adhesive on the back of this. Goes this way, and we are going to do our best to get a nice border this time. Yeah, that'll do it. And it looks like that. All right, so now we have this. So this piece is going to go right in here, like that. Oh, that's really cute. It worked out well. So the way we do that is we want to put adhesive right here. So the way, how I'm going to do that to line it up is I am just going to close it like this, put some adhesive just on this side, just like that. Make sure I don't get any over here. And then I am going to lay my circle. Well, it's a lopsided circle, but you know, whatever. I'm going to lay it right on top like that, back into the puzzle, push it down, and then it looks like that. And there's my card. It says congrats. Now I wanted to add another feature here. So you have this piece left. So what you can do is then cut out one of the bottles, and I love that it is already layered on this white, the basic white cardstock, because that gives it some weight. And so that when I go to add it as an element to my card, it will be very thick and secure. So it won't be flimsy. So I'm just cutting around this bottle. Such a cute bottle. Just like so. And then I want to let it stick off there somewhat. Trying to think of where I want it to be. I did cut a pink one as well earlier, so I really could put two on there if I wanted to, which I didn't think about before. So I could do that, or I could put them by their color. I don't know. My sample only had one on there, which I thought was cute because it was the same color. Could be the pink to move it over. I think I'm just going to go with the pink. So then I have this little foam adhesive, and I know that I want my bottle to sit here. I'm trying to think, do I want it more up here? I think I might want it, I kind of like it there. I think you still can see it. So I am going to leave my finger here, and I'm going to put my adhesive on this part. Just like that. And take off the other peel there for the backing, and then I can add that right there. And then my card comes together. I open it up, and it opens like that. And it says, so excited for you. All right. Last step is to add some flat pearls. I have both of the in colors here. Now this is the only thing that that'll be a problem, is you have to make sure it's like this and not covering up your little bottle, but whatever. It'll be cute like that. Let me make sure I'm in the frame. Here we go. All right. So I am going to use some of, let's see. So for this one, I am going to, what are the colors? I think this is, I'm not sure if this is Petunia Pop or what this one is. It could be Pretty in Pink. I really don't know. But I am going to take this beautiful pink from here, and I'm going to stick it over here. I don't want it down there. Decisions, decisions. Yep, I want it here. Okay. And then I am also going to get the Summer Sun one. I'm calling them the wrong, Summer Splash. And I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to go to this pack and get the Darling Duckling. I could have done Cloud Cover as well, but I'm going to get a Darling Duckling one and put that right there. And so there we go. Now my first card, you know, I didn't love it, but it led me to this one. So this is the one that I really like. I'll show you the first one that I made. First one I made, the circle was too big. You can see it's way too big. And then I wanted to stick with the same color. So I did use the Darling Duckling, and it was too big. So then I tried to sponge around it. Didn't really like that. So then I thought to myself, you know what? I should just stick with that beautiful gray color and continue on with that so that I could just use the smoky slate here as well as on the front of the card. So there we go. That is, let's get rid of this one. This is my card for the theme baby. So I hope you liked and you enjoyed watching this video. Remember to check the description for videos from other demonstrators from around the world. Please subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications whenever I update or upload a new video so that you can see it. Hit the thumbs up icon to let me know that you like it, and share. And I hope to see you next month with a new theme. Thanks for watching. From me to you. Happy stamping. Goodbye.